Hey, how's it going, everyone?
What's
this
up,
is
guys?
Jay.
This is D. This is our fourth go at this.
Oh my God. And then you interrupt me. Welcome back to the Shadow Room. We appreciate you guys tuning back in. If you guys have been listening in, we really appreciate it. Last week we did an ASMR.
I'm not sure we're going to have any more subscribers or listeners after last week's.
Probably not. It's all good. It's still fun. Like I said, we always get to drink and enjoy each other's.
The girls had a blast doing that.
God, there's something else, huh? It was
Dude,
funny.
the whole drive home, my wife was like, are you mad at me? And I was like, no, I'm not mad at you at all. She goes, I didn't ruin you guys' podcast, right? And I'm like, we don't podcast isn't even that good.
What, our whole 10 subscribers, if
Yeah.
that, or followers, whatever. Yeah, don't worry about that.
Well, no, we haven't heard anything bad from Andrew, or was it Alberto?
No, I think it was Anthony.
Anthony?
I forget.
I
It was
don't know.
something
Started with an A
Flores.
name.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was
I'd
cool.
have to look it up.
Oh, that chocolate is no good.
It's fine. It's from Halloween. It's only 3 months old.
Halloween last year, bro.
Oh my God, why is that chocolate like straight white?
I told you it's not good.
Yeah, that's not good.
So what are we talking about today?
So this week we decided to talk about some extraterrestrial and like ghost and stuff like that. I think that'll be kind of interesting, and kind of hear our take on that, because I believe in both that shit for sure.
Yeah.
That shit
I got
is...
a good story for you.
Oh, I got one too.
Do
yeah.
you?
Oh yeah, I got a couple on the ghost end. Yeah, for sure.
Dude, I have a recent one.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Freaked me out.
Let's open up with that. Let's hear your ghost one. Oh, actually, let me read that. What that guy's name? Alexander Lopez.
Lopez.
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay.
Hopefully he's still listening.
Yeah.
Hi, Alexander.
Yeah.
No, so
I'll fix the sound for you.
I haven't. Oh yeah, there you go. No buzzing. I haven't heard, or I haven't been like scared of the dark, or like I haven't freaked out about. Like I used to be really, really, really scared.
Dude,
like
I'm
when
still
I was like,
scared of the dark.
oh, dude, sometimes yeah.
I feel like a
But
like
here
a
and
little
there.
leprechaun's following me.
Dude, or like little trolls sometimes.
Yes, dude,
yeah,
it's weird.
And then you turn around, they're
Yes,
gone,
and
but you
nothing's
know
there.
he's right behind you.
Yeah, dude,
Yeah.
it's weird. I don't know why.
I know,
It's just a
always
creepy
freaked me
thing
out.
that I've always thought of.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
the more you think of it, then yeah. But no, so I used to be scared of stuff like that. Bad. Me and my sister.
Yeah.
I'd be home alone. I'd have to call a buddy that lived down the street from me,
Yeah.
and I'd be like, "Hey, dude, can you come up to my house?" And he'd be like, "Oh no. You know, like, dude, I'll make you whatever. I'll make you pasta. I'll make you sandwiches. I'll make you whatever you want. Come up here." Okay. So I bring him up there with food. So anyway, I haven't been scared of that forever, and I kind of like almost lost a lot of like faith and like religion and stuff, and that made me less scared of all that stuff anyway.
Uh-huh.
So anyway, a couple nights ago, I'm sleeping.
Uh-huh.
This is maybe like Monday, and my wife gets up and she goes to the bathroom. Okay. Well, then she crawls back into bed.
Yeah.
And then like a little bit later, she crawls back up out of bed, goes to the bathroom again. And I'm like, you just went. So I kind of get up and I like crack my eyes open and I look over and I see her walking, and then I'm like, oh, whatever. And then I just like kind of close my eyes, and then I could hear her still behind me though.
Oh, that's
so then I
creepy.
I open my eyes again and I turn around and she's right next to me.
Oh, what the
So I was like, what the fuck did I just see then?
Yeah.
Who was walking at the end of the bed? I swear to God, this was like a couple nights ago.
Creepy.
So I got home.
I got the chills.
I went to bed that night. I was like, no, it was too weird. I was like, no, I just went back to bed. Then I woke up the next day. I didn't think too much about it. Then when I got back home, I was home by myself, and I started thinking about it. And then all of a sudden, since then, dude, I walk into my house and I just get straight chills.
Ugh.
Like there's somebody standing right behind you.
Yeah.
Like there's somebody.
My nipples got hard just
I know.
thinking about it.
I always think there's somebody at the top of the staircase, like just looking down at me. Dude, scared the shit out of me.
Dude, that's creepy.
I wasn't going to tell her because I didn't want to freak her out.
Yeah.
And I told her, and now she's pissed at me.
Yeah. My
I've
wife
not
would
been able to shake it, though.
Yeah, my wife would be the same way. Like, don't tell me anything if you see anything.
That's the first time I've ever seen a ghost ever. I've never
Really?
seen a ghost ever.
I can't say I've actually... Ooh, dude, I have something gnarly to say. I'll wait a little bit later in the podcast. That one
different episode or tonight?
No, tonight. I will bring it up tonight because that shit was probably one of the sites you can never let go. And I was a kid. And to this day, it could have been a dream for all I know.
Yeah.
But I remember it, and it's very vivid in my mind.
That's what I'm hoping mine was too. Like I'm hoping mine was like a weird dream where I was maybe half asleep or something.
Yeah.
I'm telling myself
dude, no joke. Like this shit was scary of what I saw.
Really?
Yeah, it was scary. But anyways, so yeah, my wife is always like, don't tell me if you see anything. I don't want to know. Like,
yeah.
So let me tell you a ghost story on my end. This was in high school, and
I'm not gonna be able to sleep tonight.
Oh, I will. This shit doesn't bother me.
Oh, this bothers the hell out of me.
No, it doesn't get me. So both my grandparents passed away in the house that I lived in.
Mm-hmm.
So they both passed away inside that house a week apart from each other, which was crazy.
Weird.
Yeah, dude, it was weird. Both from cancer, and so I lived in the house or whatever. We would hear little footsteps fucking across the floor all day, every day. Or not all day, but
before
all
or
night.
After your grandparents passed?
After, yeah. So we didn't live in there right after. They rented, my parents and my mom and her brothers rented out the house for years and years and years. Well, my mom decided, hey, let's move down to the house. You know, we own it. Let's go live down there. There's no point of paying. When we have our house right now, we're going through some hard times. Let's go. So we went down there, and we would hear footsteps going throughout the house, and I'm just like, what the hell? Okay.
It's the ghost of Chunkless past.
Yeah, no shit. And so, yeah, fuck. So one night, it's me and my cousin at the house, and I have multiple stories. One night, I'm sitting there, and me and my cousin are just watching TV, and we hear doo 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 doo. And I'm like, what the hell? He looks at me. He goes, what was that? It's like, I don't know, probably grandma or grandpa. And he's just like, what? And I'm like, yeah, probably grandma or grandpa. And I just start laughing because I knew he's like, he's scared now. He's like, oh shit. To me, it doesn't bother me.
Yeah.
And then we're sitting there. I'm sitting on the couch. He's laying on the floor below me. And all of a sudden we see a legit, like to me, it was an orb go from the laundry room across to the kitchen. And I just was like, I looked down and I see him just like legit, like his face is just white. I just saw a ghost, and he just looks at me and was like, what the fuck was that? Like, I have chills, dude, right now. You probably could. I'm like covered. I'm like, yeah, I see that often,
dude.
And he was just like, what the hell?
No way.
Yeah, it was like a little orb, probably the size of like a bouncy ball, and you just see it going across.
What's up with the orb thing?
They say it's an energy. It's an energy that they carry.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's probably grandma or grandpa. And he was just like, what the hell? He's tripping out.
How old were you?
I was probably 16, 17.
So weird.
Yeah,
dude.
to me it was nothing. I didn't care because to me, if it was my grandma or grandpa, I knew there was nothing bad.
Yeah.
Right. I didn't care.
That's why I stopped being scared when I was living with my parents, because when my grandma died in my parents' house, New Year's Eve.
Oh, that's right.
Remember that?
Yeah. The room downstairs, right?
Yeah. After that, all the noises stopped.
Yeah.
Like because I used to hear kids playing upstairs. The bedroom windows used to slam shut. The doors used to slam shut.
Yeah.
And I'd tell our buddy, hey, come up here, dude. And he'd be like, no. I go, come up here, please, dude.
Yeah.
And he would, a couple times, he finally got to see all of it happening.
That's sketch.
And he realized, like, oh my gosh, this is real. Like, what the hell's going on? After my grandpa passed away, all that stuff stopped. Yeah. So that's really when I stopped being scared of any of that stuff.
Yeah.
And then, sorry, did I interrupt your story?
No, go. No. I have another one after that.
Do you?
I could keep going. I have a lot of these stories.
Dude,
yeah.
So like earlier, when I was saying a couple nights ago, like when I woke up, that was like the first ghost that I've ever really seen and know that I just saw something that was there, right?
Yeah.
When I was like a little kid, I used to be like, say I'd watch TV, I'd like
The corner
glued
of
to
your eye.
the corner of my eye thing. Yeah. So I'd be sitting there glued to the TV, and then I'd look over outside, like just the sliding glass door to my left, right, and I'd see like a black shadow go, boom.
Yeah.
And it's like, was that? What was that?
Yeah.
You know? So, and that's pretty much the extent of anything that I'd ever seen.
Yeah.
And people say, "Oh, I saw a ghost. I saw a ghost." Scared the shit out of me. I didn't believe them though.
Yeah.
So I remember when we moved out of our house, we grew up in like a little 750 square foot house in Orange County. My dad told me when I got a little older, he goes, "Yeah, man, like I used to see a ghost in that house all the time."
Oh shit. You're all thanks.
Yeah, well, I don't know if I've told you the story, but you know my dad. Like he's
not
a BSer.
Yeah, exactly.
He's not going to make anything up. He could care less if you think he's cool or not.
Yeah,
like
he does
not somebody who makes up stories.
Yeah,
he's funny when he wants to be, but that's very rare. So he goes, "Yeah, I've seen a ghost in the house, blah blah blah." And I was just moved out, so I was maybe like 14, 15, and I totally forgot about all this. But I remember he told me, "Yeah, like it's an old man." Long, like trench coat, top hat, long, fingernails, and I'd get home from work late at night, and he'd just be like, kind of hanging out in the house. And he was like, "It didn't bother me. I'd see him, didn't bother me." And then sometimes he said he'd wake up in the middle of the night and see the guy. He's like an old man standing in his room.
Yeah, because your dad would get home late too.
Yeah. But even if my dad like woke up in the middle of the night, he's got to be standing in his room. And I go, "Were you scared?" And he goes, "No, it never bothered me. Never said anything."
Yeah.
So that was our house in Orange County, right? So we moved out of that house, and my dad finally told me after all that. I totally forgot all about this. I'd never thought about it. Well, about a year ago, I'm back at the house. My grandma lives there now, right? So my cousin looks at me and she goes, "Hey, did Nona ever tell you the story about the ghost that she saw?" And I look at her like, "Hey, like don't bring this up, because if you say something about a ghost and my Nona and she's the type that she'll call my dad and be like, "Hey, we got to move. Buy me a new house."
Yeah.
If you tell her, "Hey, your roof looks old," my dad will kill me because now he's got to buy her.
Yeah,
a new
now
roof,
he's got to do that. I mean? Yeah.
So I look at her and I'm like, "Hey, don't bring that up." And my Nona looks at me and she's like, it says my name in Italian. She's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, "Oh, nothing. She goes, "Oh, did she tell you about what happened to me?" And I go, "Yeah, she said something, Nona." Like, what happened? She goes, "I saw a ghost in the house."
Oh, fuck.
And I go, "Really?" I go, what did it look like?" She goes, "He's an old man." I go, "Oh, really?" Still didn't click. She goes, "Yeah, like an old man." And I go, "What did he look like?" "Well, he was wearing a brown coat and a brown hat," and that's when it clicked.
Yeah.
And I go, "Uh-huh." And I go, "Did he say anything?" She goes, "No." I go, "Were you scared?" She goes, "No." I go, "What happened?" He goes, I just see him every once in a while in the middle of the night, just walking around the house."
Yeah.
The same exact description.
Yeah.
So I went home and told my dad, and he basically goes, "Yeah, I told you."
Yeah.
So then I thought that was a trip. So I was telling my wife, then I told my in-laws, and then I guess her sister and brother-in-law, when they lived at their old condo down
the street.
Yeah. He decided he wanted to watch one of those scary movies, like that scary one, not The Ring, but one of those, I don't know, it's like a demonic scary, I don't know, scary movie.
Fucking Exorcist or
something like that. So
I don't watch scary movies.
Her sister calls her mom, goes, "Hey, Tyler's trying to watch this." And we're like, or she goes, "Hey, you shouldn't be watching that.
Yeah.
Do not watch that stuff in the house. You're gonna open the portal for spirits, blah 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 blah."
A lot of people think,
they
react like that.
And he's like, "Not gonna happen."
Yeah.
So he goes and watches it in the garage because he's not allowed to watch it in the house because his wife said no. So he goes and watches it in the garage. She calls her mom again. She's like, "Hey, he's watching it in the garage now, blah, 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 blah." She's like, tell him to stop, make a big deal out of it. Well, they end up going to bed that night. They're putting their kids to bed. They're walking down the hallway, and up the staircase comes this old man.
Oh, fuck that.
With a brown coat, a top hat.
Oh, shit.
Long fingernails. But this dude is different in the sense that he was like coming at them aggressively.
Oh,
and they started screaming. They both looked at each other and they both saw him.
That's crazy.
And they start screaming. And
Fuck
then
that.
I guess they just ran, and then it went away. But, like, dude.
Dude, all these stories are going to give me goosebumps.
Dude.
Trust me, I got it again.
I've got such big goosebumps.
Oh, dude, I get chills like crazy every time I talk about this shit.
I look it up. He's called the Shadow Man.
Coincidence.
Dude, there's...
No,
that's kind of weird.
Yeah. No,
Yeah, that is really weird.
There actually is a lot of stories about that guy. I
Dude,
know exactly what you're talking about.
I never heard it before, and then when I looked it up, I lost it.
So
I didn't sleep for, like, swear to God, 3 days.
Do you want to hear one on that guy?
Not really, but since we're doing this, yeah. But I won't sleep tonight.
So my
I don't want to hear it.
My sister's ex actually is an idiot and played the Ouija board.
What a fucking moron.
At the cemetery.
Dude.
Yes.
That's hardcore.
No joke, dude. No joke. He was crazy. Not like crazy, but like Tagger.
Do you think
like,
that's real? The Ouija board thing?
I don't know.
Cemetery? Do you think?
I don't fuck with it. I'm not gonna fuck with it.
I'm not
fuck
gonna chance it.
You don't even get that in my house. I will fucking kill you if
Yeah.
you bring that in my house.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's one of those things you don't chance. Well, he played it at the Ouija at the cemetery, him and his friends. Ever since then, he's always had a guy in a black trench coat with a hat following him. Multiple times he would go downstairs. Yeah, he would go downstairs and go get water from the fridge, and he would walk upstairs and look back at the sliding glass door, and he would see that. I swear
Dude,
to
that's
God.
my worst fear. I
swear.
don't even like my sliding glass doors because of that.
I know. And he says he would just walk away. That was it. He'd just walk away.
The ghost would walk away?
No, he would. My sister's ex.
Dude,
he would
if
just
the ghost walked away, what a power move that would be.
Yeah.
I'll be back.
Yeah, I'll be back, bitch. Yeah, so he would just walk away, and he would just be like, whatever. He didn't bother him. The guy never bothered him, like how your dad said. It never bugged him at all. It was crazy, dude. And then, so that same house, this house was creepy, dude. This house was creepy. Okay, this is a legit story. My little brother came over to that house. I was living there with my sister at the time too. Or actually I lived with her after this happened. My little brother came over to the house, and my sister was watching him for my mom. And my little brother was 3 or 4 at the time. And he loved cars. So he'd play with cars all day, every day. He's in the room playing with cars. My brother-in-law's in the bathroom, and all he hears is my little brother talking. Ha 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 ha. Yeah, ha 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 ha. Bobby, ha 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 ha. Saying Bobby. And my
fuck's Bobby.
Exactly. My sister's ex comes in and goes, who you playing with? He goes, or who you talking to? He goes, oh, the little boy. He goes, the little boy? He goes, yeah, the little boy. He goes, what are you talking about? He goes, yeah, Bobby. I'm playing with Bobby. And my brother or my sister's ex was just like, what the fuck? There's a little boy now living in this house. Yeah, dude. So my little brother was saying he was playing with Bobby. And it just like, yeah, dude, it was creepy after that. I was just like, because that's a big ghost don't freak me out. A little kid ghost is a different story.
Yeah, what is that about that?
I don't know. But, yeah, so that happened, and dude, it was just
I think it's because if you're a little kid ghost, like you're not going anywhere, a lot of bad shit had to happen to you.
Yeah.
In a short amount of time for you to want to stay here forever and fuck with people.
Yeah, for real. For real. So that kind of happened. That went through, and it was just like, dude, that was it was the creepiest thing ever. But back to like my house that I lived at where my grandparents passed. Let me tell you another story there. So one day, I'm actually on the phone at the time. It was in high school. I was on the phone with my wife, which was obviously my girlfriend at the time. I'm on the phone with her so she could vouch for this story. I'm walking in. I open up the sliding glass door, and I'm about to walk in. I'm about to step in, and my stepdad flings open his bedroom door, and he goes, "Oh, thank God, it's just you. You scared the shit out of me." I'm like, "Well, fuck, you scared the shit out of me. You opened up the door all fast." And he goes, he goes, wait, and he goes, you scared the shit out of me. What are you doing? I was like, oh, I'm just getting home. And he goes, wait, what? What do you mean you're just getting home? And I was like, yeah, I told you I was going to be home late. It's like, I was in high school, so it's like 11 o'clock. And he goes, no, I get that, but what do you mean you just got home? I was like, yes, I literally just got home. I'm walking in now. Sorry. And he goes, no, it's fine, but that wasn't you? I was like, what?
What?
He goes, you didn't flush the toilet?
What?
And he goes, and I looked at him, and I was just like on the phone. And I'm telling you, my wife listened to this whole conversation. I was like, I thought you flushed the toilet. I heard the toilet flush when I walked in, and you swung the door open. So I wasn't sure if that was you or my little brother. And he goes, no, definitely neither one of us. I thought it was you. He goes, all right, good night. Boom, closes the door because he got scared.
Yeah.
He gets scared of that shit, dude. Yeah, we both literally, I walked in, he walked out of the bedroom and was like, I was like, oh, I thought that was you that flushed the toilet. I didn't do it. So we were both sitting there like, so who the fuck flushed the toilet? Because it was legit a toilet. Like, you know how you hear water running through it wasn't that. It was like, you'll hear it running throughout the day, just kind of settle. You know what I'm talking about? No, it was a legit like whoosh, full on toilet flush. It's a single story house. It flushed. And we both sat there and were like, and he was like, yeah, good night. Closed the door, shut off the lights, and went to sleep. Dude. And I was just like on the phone with my wife, and she was like, what was that? And I was like, well, you heard the conversation, right? She goes, yeah. I was like, well, we just heard the toilet flush, so we don't know who it was. And she goes, oh. And I just, to me, again, nothing. And she was like, what the fuck? She goes, that doesn't creep you out? I'm like, no, it doesn't bother me. I could care less about that stuff. And this is after my mom had passed already. So it's literally just me, my stepdad, and my little brother. And so he was just like, he tripped out. My mom's ashes were right there in the house too. So not only is my mom's ashes there, my mom's mom passed away in that house. My mom's dad passed away in the house. So he was just like, what the fuck? Yeah. He's so done with this house at this point. He's like, fuck this house, dude. This house is haunted. And I'm like, yeah, no shit, dude.
I think between what do you think between like ghosts, real people who are like just murderers, or like the people in movies who are like possessed? Like, what's that one movie where you think, my name's Patricia? Oh,
that's I want to say
schizophrenic.
That's just a
people like that,
like a mental disorder, more that, and it's not. I mean, but that's creepy.
Like, the part where he becomes like at the end where he becomes like the monster.
Oh yeah.
Like that type of that. The idea of somebody being like possessed, like freaking out.
Yeah.
That schizo. What's scarier to you, the ghost, the murderer, or like the possessed schizo?
Oh, the possessed. Right. For sure.
Right.
For sure, dude. That shit's creepy because you don't know what's going on in their head. A murderer. The one thing about a murderer, you could
be a nice guy. He just wants to kill. He just kills people because that's what he does for a living.
Exactly. And not even. Yeah. I mean, he could be a fucking assassin. So yeah, for a living.
Yeah.
But a murderer, yes, he's gonna kill you, but he has his own mindset of things. One of those schizophrenic person is more like, you don't know what is going on in their head. They could kill you, but in the most fucking disgusting, brutal fucking way. And it's not even that how they do it. Like, it's not even if it was torture. It's almost
why
like
they do it. It's
why,
creepy
and
and
it's
weird.
just like
because they get off on it, and that just
well, not even that. It's more like they don't understand why they're doing it. They're almost like you said, possessed, that they don't even know why they're doing it, and they're killing you, and they could be fucking stretching your limbs out or whatever the fuck they want to do, and they're just like, I'm doing this, and it's like, that was Patricia.
Driving
and then
around
they're
their
like
station wagons with
and they're
horny
like,
for human hearts bumper sticker.
Yeah, what the fuck? But you get what I'm saying. It's two different mindsets of it, obviously. Neither one are right, but it's still fucked up, dude. It's just completely fucked up.
Yeah, it's creepy. Ooh, I left one out.
Oh.
Aliens.
Oh yeah. Oh, I was just gonna bring up something funny. I was gonna say, what about sexual ghost?
Dude, you know what's crazy? Always wanted to bang a ghost.
Yeah. What would you do if you had a dream that you were banging a ghost and you wake up and you saw something on top of you?
I'd go back to bed and let it bang me, dude. Fuck it.
Are you gonna finish me off or
It's
not?
like that one. What's that movie? Scream.
No, scary movie.
Scary movie.
Yeah,
Where she gets plastered to the ceiling.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, no, and there's one part on it. I think it's one of the latest scary movies where they're making fun of paranormal activity, and the guy's like, his ass starts lifting up in the air, and his pants come off and everything, and he was like, he's sitting there, and he wakes up, and he's like, "What the?" F-? He's realized
Shit.
But aliens. Yes.
So you said you didn't watch the Bob Lazar Joe Rogan podcast?
I did it. I didn't listen to that, but I also tried listening to watching the Bob Lazar Netflix. I believe he has a Netflix documentary.
I watched it.
That's
good.
the one I couldn't get into. I didn't. And
I watched the podcast first, but yeah, it would have been hard to get into that Netflix.
Yeah, it was.
Had you not seen the podcast, because it would be slow and you wouldn't really get what the fuck was happening.
Okay, that makes sense then.
Yeah,
because I was trying to figure it out, and I'm like, this is a little slow. I was like, I don't know if I could. I couldn't get into it, honestly. I'm big into like extraterrestrial, but I just couldn't.
So do you know like the background, like what happened with Bob Lazar?
Well, I know he worked for Area 51.
Well, not Area 51. He worked at like Area 46 or
something
something
that's
like that.
right.
It was like
he tried getting into it.
Well, like it was like just basically it was like next to Area 50. I don't know, something weird like that. But he made a big stink. Like basically, it wasn't technically Area 51. It was this place next to it. But they would fly in. He lived in Vegas. He'd fly in to Area 51 or whatever.
Yeah.
And then you get like bust out. But yeah, he was saying, basically like what he saw and all of like the spacecraft and how they flew and how there was like, it wasn't like where like a car would like, you slowly like, it was just boom, 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 like just boom, 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 boom. Like the way it moved was just impossible. Like we didn't have, we
don't have the technology for it. Yeah.
And like what he found and what powered these things and all that stuff. It's mind blowing.
Yeah.
And he brought people there. Like after a couple of years, he brought like a bunch of his friends to go show him like what was going on and show him the test flights. So that like basically saying like we humans were getting into these flying saucers.
What the fuck?
And we figured out how to fly them. Like we couldn't use them to their full capability. We couldn't figure it out, but we could get them off the ground and go zip them around the mountains.
Dude, that's badass.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah. And that's the thing. It's like you go back to the ancient times. Fucking pyramids.
Dude, yeah. Aliens have to exist.
How,
and, like,
dude?
Just to look at do you know like some of the secrets behind the pyramids too? Like how like
not
like
really.
So
I know like
I'd have to brush up on it more.
Yeah.
But like there something to do with like the way like the calendar year hits it and like the way light penetrates it and goes into certain holes inside and like certain rooms get lit up. Yeah. It's so like they're just
it's so
all mathematics.
Exactly. It's so pristine, like and precise. There you go. Precise. And math is a precise science.
Mm-hmm.
And there's no cheating it.
No.
It is what it is. And for them to do that at that time is
even to put it together. How did they put it together?
That's what I'm saying. And if you look at, and I can understand if they built something like that, but to have everything so perfect, it's like, come on, how are you even doing that?
Well,
I could even
even like the block walls. I think in Egypt, like when they're tearing apart, like the architects are going through different things and they're looking at walls and the way that the rocks are cut. They're like the right angles here are the exact book matched to the ones over here.
Yeah.
Like and they can't figure out like what just the way that certain things are set up. It's just it's precision.
That's what I'm saying. It's too perfect. It's too perfect where it's like you didn't have tools to. You can't tell me you made this perfect cut of every.
You would need like a CNC machine.
Yes, you made everything with a chisel and a makeshift hammer. Come on.
Look at Stonehenge. How the fuck did they get those rocks on top of the other ones?
Yeah, that's heavy.
Yeah, you can't lift that.
And then you want to lift up pyramid boulders to make a fucking tower.
The Easter Islands.
Yeah.
You know the Easter Islands, the ones with the big the heads, the tombs, you know, they stick out.
Yeah.
Did you know you could dig down and there's the rest of the body is under there?
Can you imagine their penis size?
Dude, it's got to be gigantic. About half the size of mine.
But yeah, it's crazy. And that's the thing. It's like, so you're telling me we live in a galaxy which is billions of stars.
Unfathomably big.
It's huge, dude. It's huge. And you're telling me we're the only ones in this big ass area that have life.
No shot, dude.
There's no way in hell.
I think the Egyptians kicked it with the aliens. They had to have.
Bring it, brother. Let me kick it too.
Bring it, brother. Bring me some of that space dust.
Yeah, let me get that space dust, baby. But you get you know what I mean? There's so much more out there that we cannot see.
Yeah.
It's how do we determine, or how can we say that there's nothing beyond what we can't see? The only ones that can say it is people behind closed doors that will never release it to the public.
Oh, absolutely.
Because,
yeah.
And what they're scared of, it's not more of that they don't want to. I think they're more scared of what could happen.
Oh, absolutely. Think about what people...
Yeah, people are already... you get some crazies out there. Mm-hmm. You got people that are so wild about extraterrestrial or whatever. Can you imagine if they really found out it was real? How really crazy they would go?
Yeah.
They would go wild. And it's like, you have to be careful on things they say, which I understand, but it's at the same time, it's like, okay, maybe we're not at that level where we could find out, but just fucking lay it on us. Maybe we are at that point where it's like, okay, we can accept life outside of us, and we can become better now than what we have become, or what we are now.
Did you see the video that the Navy released of the fighter pilots flying above the ocean, and they go, "What the fuck? Did you see that?" And he goes, I'm tracking it," and it's a UFO.
No, I didn't.
You haven't seen that video?
No. See, I've seen a lot of UFO videos, but I haven't seen that.
In recent years, there's been like a handful of Navy and Air Force, I think it's Navy pilots, that are tracking UFOs over the ocean, and then they're just like they're scooting.
Yeah.
Scooting.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden they're just gone. They're just boom, and they go the other way.
That's crazy.
Like it couldn't have been anything else. It wouldn't have been a bird. It wouldn't have been so we're right now, the U.S. government admitted that we are actively researching what that is. We're looking into UFOs.
Yeah, as they should. I mean, we're at the. I'm telling you,
I'm convinced that aliens live inside of the Earth, under the ocean.
Oh, dude, the ocean's something else, dude. Don't get me started with that.
That's what I'm saying.
Don't even get me started with that. That shit is. That's why I don't fuck with the ocean. I don't go in the ocean. I don't. I
love the ocean.
Okay.
But it's a big, scary bitch.
See, so a lot of people won't believe me on this one. I've seen a giant fucking squid.
Where?
Off of the pier.
What?
That pier, yeah.
That wasn't a garbage bag?
I swear, dude. I'm sitting there, because we used to go fishing when I lived at my grandma's house.
When you say giant squid, how big was this thing?
6+ feet.
That's huge.
Huge, dude. And I mean, it was the big motherfucker. And remember, I'm 20 feet up on the pier, looking down. Feet, and I was like, I'm walking by myself, and I'm looking over the pier. I always look over because I'm like, oh, maybe I'll see a fucking seal or something, you know?
You didn't think you were going to see a fucking giant squid.
And then all of a sudden, I see this fucking thing, and I'm like, what the fuck is that? And I look down, and it was just like a squid, and then it goes, shh, and then it tucks down and just shoots down. And I was like, holy fuck. This is why I don't fuck with the ocean. And it was literally probably 200 to 300 yards out from shore.
That's insane.
Yeah, it was super close. And I'm like, fuck that, dude. You don't know what's down there. You don't.
No.
There's so much area of the ocean that's untouched that you don't know. You don't know what's in there.
Crazy.
And I don't want to find out. I really don't. Same thing with with space. There's so much untouched space that
space is a whole different bitch.
That's a whole different ballgame. You can't tell me there's nothing out there when you've never even touched a quarter of it.
Have you ever thought about that space in general? Like, where does that go? It doesn't stop. It keeps going and going and going and going.
I don't know, baby.
That's something our brains can't even comprehend.
Take me there.
Isn't that weird?
Yep. If let me ask you
something without end. That's weird.
It really is. Yeah.
There's nothing like that.
Yeah.
Other than space.
Let me ask you this: if you had the opportunity, let me rephrase this.
Think about this, dude. In space, there's infinite possibilities, right?
Yeah.
That means there's a version of me and you with doing the same exact thing we're doing right now with way better podcast topics.
Oh, yeah. This is true. This is true. What if... Here's one thing. What if we are... Oh, this is going to be a fucked up one rabbit hole. Here we go. What if we are placed down here because we are the next ones to be born in another... in space.
What?
But they get to see what... They're so technologically. See, I can't even fucking say it. Technologically advanced that they get to actually see what their sperm and egg become before even having it. And this is us. And if they don't like it, what do?
They just murk us.
Terminate it. And what happens to us? We die.
Holy shit.
Or maybe they like us and we die, or that's like murdered. We get murdered. And the ones that they like, they end their life in a different way to say, hey, you know what? I'm willing to risk it. They've done great so far.
I think if you told a conspiracy theory this, I think even a conspiracy theorist would think you were weird.
You get what I'm saying, though? It's like, think about that.
Dude, think about this. Do you ever think...
You just said that there could be someone else, another pair of us somewhere else.
What do you think about deja vu being just you actually have lived that?
Yeah.
Right?
And that
well,
deja vu is what I want to bring up that somewhere else, though. I want to bring that up in another podcast. Dude. I want to bring up like after death and like our life now. Yeah. Yes. And that's the same thing of kind of how I just brought that up. I wanted to avoid that, but let's hold that up. I think that'll be a good topic too.
That's a good one.
Yes, I agree with you. And but back to the extraterrestrial, and it's what I was gonna say. You're out driving. You're driving to Vegas. You stop in the middle of nowhere. You just stop. You get a flat tire. Someone pulls up behind you. And you're like, okay, cool. Someone's going to help me. These guys walk up. 6'3", both of them. And you're just like, okay, cool. They're going to help me. Next thing they come up to you and say, you have been chosen. We want you to help us. And you're like, what? The fuck are you talking? And they're like,
you smoked way too much weed on the way to Vegas.
No, listen, hear me out. We want you to help us. We are looking for a life form to come to our planet, and we want to study you.
You get fucked by a bunch of aliens?
Would you take that opportunity to become the missing person and go to another planet and learn what they have?
Do I get to come back?
They promised you'll come back.
Do they have lube on their planet?
We don't know. We don't know anything about it.
That's a hard no from me, dog.
You wouldn't take the opportunity?
Dude, I don't know if I'd go to space with two dudes that are 6'3".
No, but just throw all that out. You have the opportunity not to go to another planet with life form, and they just want to know everything you know about Earth.
And I guess if we're playing that game, if somehow I knew
Yeah.
that was risk free and I was coming back, then yeah, absolutely.
What if it wasn't risk free?
I would not go.
You wouldn't go.
No.
But life here isn't risk free. You could walk outside your house right now and get shot.
Yeah, but at least you know, like, oh yeah, the dude got shot.
I mean,
If I go off with a bunch of aliens, if I could tell my friends,
no. You're just gonna become that missing person.
no, my wife would be pissed.
I mean, do you even care about her?
That's a good point too.
You get what I'm saying, though. It's like,
That's a tough one, man.
I mean, I have a wife and kid. Oh man, it
You're
would
like,
take,
fuck it, I'm going.
dude, it would take a whole lot for me to not do something like that, because to me, my mind is like, hold on, I get this opportunity to do this, but I come up missing. I don't know. I obviously, when it comes like right now, I would say no, because obviously I would never want to leave my wife and kids, but at that time, what if they don't give you a choice?
Dude, I just watched this movie a couple of weeks ago, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm trying to find it. I think it's this one here called Time Trap.
Okay.
Have you seen this? A professor enters a cave and goes missing. Some of his students come looking for him and get trapped in the cave as well.
Yeah. So a legit rabbit hole.
Dude, the cave is like a time machine.
That's okay. There you go.
Oh my God, it's so good. But it's not a time machine. What happens is time's warped in the cave.
Ooh.
So like when you're looking, he's looking in the cave, right?
Yeah.
And he sees this guy just standing still. And he's like, what the hell is this guy doing? But then when he gets into the cave, the guy's running. So it's just from outside, it's just different times.
Yeah.
So these kids go into the cave and they finally, like after like an hour or something, they finally find like an exit. So they go out and the girl's like, what the hell? And everything's completely different. I'm going to ruin this whole movie for anybody who wants to watch it. It's still a good one. But everything's completely different.
So it's another dimension. They enter different dimensions.
Yeah, I guess it'd be a different dimension. Yeah. So
like the Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe.
But they're not going somewhere. They're not going somewhere else. It's just inside of this cave.
Yeah.
Time is sped up or slowed down. Sorry, time is slowed down.
Okay.
So it feels like an hour, right? But by the time they came out of the cave, like every second was a year.
Oh shit. Yeah.
So that she comes out of the cave like after her hour, and it's 1,000 years later.
Yeah.
She's like, "What the fuck?"
Well, isn't that similar to?
It's called Time Trap. It was a good movie, dude. It was a really good movie.
Isn't that considered? I mean, I guess it's not. I mean, we just call it that. Whatever. Have you ever watched the show? I don't even want to get on this topic because we're kind of getting off topic from Ghost and Extraterrestrial, but I'm going to go down it because of a third dimension is what was that fucking show? It was on Netflix. No, it wasn't. I watched it on Netflix, and it had to do with kind of like werewolves and magic. The Magicians. Did you ever watch The Magicians?
No.
So that was kind of a different thing as well. So the Magicians, it was the Magicians. They had an area that was closed. I was watching. Actually, no, it is the Magicians because I was watching The Order at the same time. The Magicians, they had an area that was closed off, and it was literally a third dimension. So from the outside, it looked like just a park. But then they would walk through, and then it was a school and all kinds of other different things. And you're just like, what the hell? And then within that school, there was another spot, kind of like, was it The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, right?
Yeah.
They went into a closet, and it led them to Fillory. Fillory was another dimension, which allowed, and it had like the goat mat. What is that called? I don't even know. It had a man that was a goat. It had
like a
fairies
centaur.
or centaur.
Or no, that's not a centaur, but
No,
one of the. I get what you're
something
saying.
like that. It had a fairy. It had like leprechaun. And just different things.
Yeah.
Just random different things. And you're just like, what the fuck is this? And that led you down crazy fucking loopholes or rabbit holes that you're just like, this is crazy. This is a crazy show. But at the same time, what if that's real?
It's called The Fawn. Half goat, half man.
The Fawn. There you go. A Fawn. Yeah. And that was a good show, actually. I really liked it. It was, I mean, magic and stuff, but it was actually pretty good.
It's called The Magicians.
Yeah, The Magicians.
I gotta watch that.
Yeah, it was good. It was a good show. One of the girls is pretty hot. Two of them actually.
So
maybe three.
Oh yeah, she is hot.
You see her?
Oh wait, no, that's a dude. I like his hair.
Yeah.
No, that chick is hot. No, so about like dimensions and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I think that like I think that on Earth there's probably different dimensions, and that's
my
like,
wife thinks that. She
yeah,
feels that
absolutely.
way.
I think because there's people who like swear up and down they see ghosts all the
Yeah.
time. There's
Yeah.
people who like, you know, they see stuff. There's people
And
who don't see anything.
Maybe they're entering a dimension that we
Yeah.
can't see. Maybe they're
Look at like DMT and
Or-
mushrooms
yeah.
and drugs like that.
yeah.
That could just be, you know, putting something in your body that's allowing you to look into the other dimensions.
Yeah. True.
So you're
True,
seeing,
true.
you know, you're
It-
saying
maybe maybe ghost, maybe their dimension isn't as like strong, and sometimes they come out of a dimension, or their whole dimension is plemishing, that it's like, oh shit, like someone saw me again.
Yeah.
Because our whatever it may be, you know what I mean, or they just exit their dimension. It could be a third dimension or whatever it may be, that happens like that. But going back to Ghost, do you want to hear that one story?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do we have enough time?
Yeah. This
Okay.
this will be the last one, I think, and we'll wrap it up here.
Okay.
So I was probably like 7, 8, between 6 and 10, I'll say. No. Yeah, between 6 and 10. I'll give it that 4-year span. My dad worked very close to the base, the military base. And we had to go drop him off one time. So my mom would wake us all up very early, like 3 in the morning, 2 in the morning. All right, we got to go drop off your dad at work. So she would wake up all 4 of us kids, throw us in the van. She would legit like put the seats down in the van, make a bed in the back so we could sleep in the van while we drove my dad to work, and we would drive back.
Damn.
We would drive this back road. It's called, I think it's called Green River Road. No, not Green River. It was a back road into Oceanside. It was a back road that would lead you to the Camp Pendleton in Oceanside. And we would drive down that road, and it was very, very dark. Like maybe 5, 6 to 10 street lights throughout that whole like 10-mile road.
Damn.
And it was very, very dark at the time. Now it's a little more lit up, but at that time it was very dark. We're driving, and we dropped off my dad. Now we're driving home, and I'm telling you, I don't know if it was a dream, but it's very vivid memory of this. And we're driving back, we're coming back, and we're kind of all somewhat awake. I'm laying down, I lift my head up, and I was like, oh, where are we? And my mom's like, oh, we're on our way home. Okay. She said, just go back to sleep. I said, okay. So I go put my head back down. I lift it back up, and I was like, to see where we exactly were. I look out the back window. Oops, sorry. I look out the back window, and in the middle of the fucking street, I see a silhouette.
No.
And I'm just like, what the fuck is that? I see a silhouette of what my reputation of the devil would be. Just standing there. Just standing in the middle of the center. A man with the you could see, I'm getting chills like crazy right now. A man with upper body as a man, with small horns and somewhat of a tail coming out, and then the bottom of a goat.
Oh.
And then he just standing there, legit, just standing in the center of the street, just like arms out, kind of red, like I guess you could say someone standing like ready,
puffing their chest out.
Yeah, puffing their chest out, just standing there like that.
Yeah.
And just staring at me. I looked up, stayed quiet, fucking dropped down, put my head down, and just stayed quiet the whole ride home. Went home, fucking jumped in my bed, passed out. Never really spoke of it until like probably a couple years ago. I was just like,
isn't that weird shit like that? What happens to you as a kid? Like,
yeah.
It's so scary you don't ever want to talk about it.
I just never talked about it, and I was just like,
yeah. Hopefully you forget about it.
Yeah,
you just want it to go away.
And I'm telling you, it's such a vivid memory that has never gone away. That it was just like, I didn't want to tell it as well because people are like, yeah, sure, you're fucking crazy.
Yeah.
But it's one of those memories that I can't let go, and it's just like, dude, that was just like, what the fuck was that? That shit was scary, dude. That shit was legit scary.
Yeah. That was crazy, man.
I was just like, what the fuck? And every time I drive down that road, to this day, I look in my rearview mirrors, or sometimes I'll even try not to look in my rearview mirror just because I'm scared I might see it again.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, don't do it. But it's almost one of those things where it's like, I have to look.
You need to have like that the little girl with from the movie Signs with all the water.
Yeah.
You need to be like that, but with holy water.
Yeah, no shit, dude. And it was just like, that was my only thing. I was like, I hate driving down that road, but I do it, when I need to drive down there. But it's fucking creepy, dude. It was
no, thank you.
I hated that thing. I hated that sight, and I just one of those ones I can't let go.
That's scary.
Yeah, it's fucking creepy, dude. Yeah, and thankfully, thank God I haven't seen it again. But that had happened, and after that, I was just like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck that. But yeah. It's just fucking creepy shit. It's creepy.
I'm not gonna be able to go to bed. Drink the rest of these beers.
Yeah, just fucking.
Damn.
Yeah, take some NyQuil and just pass out, or what is that, Benadryl, and just fucking
conk.
Yeah,
Peace. Let the ghosts come get me in the middle of the night.
They'll just rape you. Don't worry.
Exactly.
We like those ones.
Wake up in a wheelchair. Why couldn't it have been a girl ghost?
Yeah. Oh shit. Oh fuck yeah. I guess I held that story off till the end, but I guess that'll
scary, dude.
Yeah, that'll kind of close us up for the night. Hopefully someone at least listened to the end to hear that one, because that one is one of those stories that just fucking I can't let go, and hopefully one day I will. Yeah. But again, guys, thank you so much for listening in. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram at _shadow_room. Also look us up on Apple Podcast at The Shadow Room. Look us up on YouTube, The Shadow Room, Spotify, The Shadow Room again. Please like, follow, subscribe, whatever it is on that page that you're looking us up on. I would really, really appreciate you guys. We enjoy doing this, and hopefully you guys continue to listen in to what we have. So again, thank you guys. This is Jay. Appreciate you guys all listening in if you do. And we hope to have you guys back next week. Yeah, we're going to post one, hopefully. We typically record these on Thursdays. Wednesday, Thursday. Yeah, Wednesday, Thursday. So we'll probably post this one tomorrow. So yeah. We'll see you back probably next Friday. Yeah, pretty much. All right, guys. Again, this is Jay. Thank you again. This is D. Have a good one. All right. Have a good one, guys.